Hello and welcome back to the design thinking sessions. Today we'll discuss about the last step of the design thinking process. So design thinking is a very simple method or a process to solve the problems. It is a very simple and we are making it simpler with this particular videos and this particular playlist. So let's do a quick recap. What is a design thinking is this is a process of solving problems and it is a human centric approach. So this all we covered up in our last videos. Whoever has not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and look at the design thinking playlist where you will get all the videos, or at least check the description where I have put all the links of the videos so you can get through it. So design thinking process have four steps. As we discussed, we have chemistry, physics, maths and biology. We also discuss some of the steps like chemistry, where chemistry is to understand the customers, grow the customers. We have used different techniques like observations, interviews. We have the artifacts like customer journey map, experience map and impact mapping. So using those particular artifacts, we came to this second step, that's physics, where we have used the techniques like 5 whys and how might we to analyze the customer's problem, to analyze the customer journey map, and again came up with the artifacts like goal of the projects and assumptions or constraints. After doing that, we discuss about the step number 3, and that is mathematics. Mathematics is a creative way of thinking or maybe idea generations. So we use that particular analysis document from the physics step. We use the techniques like brainstorming, idea generations to get the solutions, and as the artifacts of that particular step mathematics is we are getting the like list of ideas, assumptions and many more. So these are the quick recaps and quick bullet points that we discussed till now for our design thinking process. Today we will discuss about the step number 4, and that is biology. So as we discussed in the past, chemistry is heart of the design thinking. Physics is a backbone of the design thinking. Mathematics is a brain of design thinking. And today we will discuss about biology, and that is nerve system of the design thinking. All four are equally important. Okay, so all these are very important in the process and we cannot skip anything. So let's say biology, it will work as a nerve system. What is step biology? Step biology will help us test our solutions or our ideas. We'll get the feedback from the customers and we refine the ideas. So that step is called biology. So we need to test it. We understand the problem from chemistry. In physics we analyze the problem. In mathematics we solve the problem. Now in biology, those solved problem or list of problems we will get back to customers. We will take their feedback and we will refine it. So that's the step number 4 as a biology. So in the nutshell, we can test our ideas with the customers, and there are different tools and techniques. Let's go into it, how we can test it with the customers of our ideas or our solutions that we have generated in step number 3. So before going into that, let's take the same example what we are doing it into the previous lectures or previous sessions. We will take homemakers buying grocery as an example, and we already have the artifacts of customer journey map, list of assumptions, goal of the projects and couple of solutions that we discuss into the mathematical step. So take that as a base and we can start with step number 4 as in different techniques. So different techniques like interview. So again, in the chemistry as well, we have the technique as an interview. In biology as well, we have a technique called interview. Both the interview is interview, it's the same, but asking the questions, relevant questions, what time, so those will be varied. At that time when we think about the chemistry, we were just exploring what customer is doing right now. We have not provided any solutions, we have nothing, we were just observing them or exploring their activities. So those kind of questions will be there. Over here in the interview, it may have some questions or it may not. If we have questions like if you use this particular product or not, so those kind of questions will be there. And sometimes we do not have any questions, we just need to sit together and we need to observe them, how they are using the product. So these are the things. There is a difference between step 1 chemistry interview and step 4 biology interview. We have the all type of prototypes that currently we can build it for this particular step, so that user can see it and feel it what our idea is. And at the end of this, let's say we do the interview and prototyping, what we'll get is we'll get the list of features, assumptions, constraint, and many more. Okay, so in short, I have the ideas, I have list of ideas, I need to test it with customers. I have now techniques, interview, and maybe all type prototyping. And at the end of the interview or prototyping session, I will have the list of features, assumptions, constraint, or prototypes, anything final prototypes. So we'll have it. So let's quickly go through it. Let's say prototyping. What is prototyping? Prototyping is nothing but in small ideas that you have put it on paper, or anything, or any basic skeleton. So there are we can use any kind of prototype over here. It is a simple way to do it is to sketch. So maybe you can just take a pen, sketch on the paper, and just go to the customer and saying that this is the thing that I was thinking about. What do you think? Give me some feedback. So that will save our time and also get the customer feedback early into the system. We'll have the paper model as well. We'll have the wireframes. We'll have the role plays. So these kind of prototypes we can take and go to the customer for getting the feedback. We need to do a videography, meaning we need to written down, or maybe do a videography of the user interviews. Let's say I took a prototype, I go to the customers, and I need to videograph that conversation. That conversation leads to our product and services enhancement or obsolete. So that is very necessary to do that documentation we have to do it for our purposes. Outcome on the steps. Let's say I prepare a prototype, or I went to customers. What are the outcomes? Outcomes may be feature listing, assumptions log, prototypes, customer feedback. So based on all the steps we followed, we can now enhance the solution. Let's say customer give the feedback and say, yeah, this looks fine, but I need couple of things here and there, couple of things here and there. So we can enhance it, or maybe we need to pivot it, because sometimes if you go to customers saying that no, this is I don't like this particular app or this particular solutions. It will be easy for the another solutions, or if they have any substitute, they'll call it, okay, I rather use your product, I'll use this product. So you need to pivot it. Sometimes you need to drop the ideas and take the another ideas. So that also, these are the things or outcomes can happen out of step number 4. If we go ahead, then let's assume our one ideas that we discussed into the past lectures, and that's unified portal. So let's say I'll maybe quickly recap. We identify the problem, finding the best deals. We analyze that it is because of time taking to finding the best deals for the homemakers. We in mathematics step, we have got the idea that we'll have the unified portal, and that unified portal will have the items prices by competitor, and user can choose this where to buy, or maybe which is the price less. So that's the idea that we thought that it will work. So that particular idea, let's take it, let's prepare a prototype, let's go to customers, let's see what they say. So this is the idea that we will do prototyping. Let's say I did a prototype, just an basic prototype, nothing else. We'll have the user ID, password. After login, they can select the items, they can select the quantities, and they can see the price of competitor 1 and 2, and they can choose which one they need to buy it, and just check it out. All the other process remains the same. So this is just a basic thing. There is no application, no code, nothing. We just put it on the paper or the screenshots, and we can go to customers. We'll take this particular prototype to customers and ask them, is this valuable to you? Is there any feedback from you? Is this helping you finding the best deals? Is this a way to enhance this particular thing? And based on the feedback from the customer, we can think of putting this idea to development or make it to the trash. So that's the way. Let's say we prepared this particular prototype, a simple prototype, and we went to the customers, and this, let's say we went to the customers, then we need to show them the proposed solutions. We need to interview them, we need to ask the questions that just now we asked. We need to observe them while using. This is a very important thing, because see, we can give them the solutions, but we need to observe them how they are using it, because some of the UX elements that is very useful for interaction of the product with the customers and with the humans. So that observation will help us get there. Based on all this, if client is happy, then our solution will work. We need to go ahead and build it. If client gives some feedback, we need to go back to our table. We need to look at it, and again we need to go. And if client has different thing in his mind and he said that this may or may not work for him, then we need to pivot it. So very important customer feedbacks that we need to do. So these are the techniques that we look at it today. There are many techniques out there as well to do it. Just like, let's say we discuss about the prototyping. Somebody will discuss about, I will prepare a demo version of the app. So maybe take some more time, but yes, not all code written, but it's a demo app they will prepare, and they'll go to the customer and get some feedback. That is also good. If you have resources, you can do it. Else this prototyping will help us save time and cost. All methods are effective. We can execute it properly. As we see now, all these steps, step 1, 2, 3, 4, all are human centric. We always include the customers in step 1 whenever required, in step 2, 3, and it's definitely required in step 4. So this is a human touch into the design thinking. Do not need to come to solution. So let's say if we think about any problem, we do not need to come with the solutions directly. We need to dig into problem deeply. As we discussed in the previous videos, we need to go into the root cause and solve it so that our product become the life of the customer, and we cannot lose the customers on the product side. Sometimes it happens that, as I said, if customer liked it, if customer give the positive feedback, we can roll out the product into the coding and enhancements. Or if it is not liking or that solution is not good, we need to pivot it. Pivot is also a different ways to do it. Pivot meaning you can completely drop that particular idea and take another idea and other solutions, or you can take that particular idea back. You can think of differently and take a different way to solve that particular problem. I am not saying solutions. We'll take that particular problem out of that idea, and we'll again refine it, again analyze it, again ideate, and again we'll put it into the testing phase. So that is also called as pivot, because we are not here working on the solution. We are working on the problem of the customers. We are not here to solve the problems. We are here to solve customers' problems. Okay. So that is very important in design thinking process that we already learned it. Whatever we learned in this particular 3 or 4 videos, these are very basic. So this is just for you to give idea, saying that this is the process. This is helping multiple peoples or many of the peoples into the worldwide to grow their products, to grow their services. So that's the reason these are basic steps that they are following. As I said, and as I multiple times said, that there are many methods. So there are hundreds and thousands of methods to do one thing. So choose it wisely. So we need to choose that particular thing very wisely. Because if we don't have skills properly, if our resources are not skilled enough, then it will go into the another end as well. So we need to take care of that. Please like the video and subscribe my channel for upcoming chapters that I'll do it. If you need to contact me on LinkedIn. I will put this particular thing in description box as well. You can get it from there too. And also we'll put contact information, so you just guys can contact me anytime. I'll be definitely replying in most probably 48 hours. So in the nutshell, what we have discussed is design thinking. Design thinking is a problem solving approach where human is the center. There are 4 steps that we discuss: chemistry, physics, mathematics, biology. In the chemistry, we think about the customers and the relationship with the customers and understanding the problem of the customers. We learn about the techniques, we learn about the interviews, observations, we learn about the artifacts as well. From that particular step, we are getting the customer journey maps, experience map, impact mapping. After doing that will create a baseline for us to find out what the next step is. So next step is to analyze it. Step number 2 is the physics. We will take the customer journey map and all the artifacts from step 1. We will use the techniques like how might we, 5 whys to analyze that particular problem, and then we come up with the artifacts like goal of the projects. We have some assumptions and some of the assumptions documents. After that, step number 3, we have mathematics where creative mind will work and we will solve the problems, where we will use the techniques called brainstorming, idea generation. And out of that particular step, we'll have the artifacts like we have list of ideas with us, we have list of assumptions with us. Based on that particular ideas, we will go into the step 4 of biology, and where we use the techniques called interviews or prototyping with the customers, and we get the output or we get the feedback of maybe a list of features, maybe prototypes, maybe we need to pivot it. So we got a feedback saying that this won't work. So anything can come up with the customer. So that we can come up into step number 4. So these are the things that we covered into today. All this step number 4 and the whole session. Please contact me if you have any doubts or anything, or if you need to solve your problems, please contact me. I'll definitely help you out. So till then, bye bye, take care, and meet you next time.